Come on, now, let's give God a hand. How many know God to be good all the time? Amen. Thank you, Pastor Davis. I just love being a part of hashtag 153. Thank God. Bishop Curtis Lee, Pastor Rhonda Sweet, amen, for including the misfits. It's amazing that I got the topic of mental health, because when dealing with misfits, the one thing you find out that there is some mental illness going on with the misfits. And God has a funny way of doing things. I've been working in behavioral health for over 15 years. And when I started becoming a pastor, I said, Lord, some of this ain't the devil. Some of these people need classes, therapy, and medication. Some of them I almost used my CPI. I wish I had somebody who knew what I was talking about. Everybody in the behavioral health field knew what I did. For some people, I wanted to get some straitjackets. Don't you know I'm trained to put you down? Until you act right and get right, I know a therapeutic hold or two. And so I thank God that He has put me in a position to share just a little bit of the knowledge that I have with the church. The vision says, casting the nets. And we know God has called us to be a fisher of what? Men. And so if 1 in every 5 adults in America have some form of mental illness, and if 10 to 15% of teenagers have some form of mental illness, and if 5 to 10% of our children deal with some form of mental illness, when we cast out the net, we can just make up in our mind that some of the fish we pull up gonna have a mental illness. Well, if we know that there's gonna be some people who have mental challenges, why don't we have mental health ministries in our church? Because I just believe that God put us in position to take full care of the people. And because we're more than just spiritual, we're mind, body, and soul, there ought to be somebody in position to help me when my mind is breaking down. But the problem that I see in situations where even pastors commit suicide, people that you wouldn't expect to give up on their church, is because sometimes when you are a leader, you can't expose the fact that you're breaking down. Because showing people that you are mentally struggling is a stigma in the church that you have a lack of faith. Sometimes you just get sick of being sick and sick of being sick and tired of dealing with church people. Sometimes you just get sick of your husband or your wife. Sometimes you get sick at the job and you've been carrying so much mess, carrying other people's problems, being the only one making the money, being the only one that's standing and being immobile, that sometimes there's a season when your mind just ain't right. So how can I address my hurt if I can't express my hurt? How in the church do we have people who are mentally ill but don't go get seen because they're afraid they're going to be judged? They're afraid to tell you they got suicidal thoughts. They're afraid to tell you they hear voices. They're afraid to tell you they cut themselves. They're afraid to tell you they deal with depression. and have anxiety attacks. Why? Because the church people are going to tell you it's because of your lack of faith you're going through that. The saints say that. If you had faith in the Lord, you wouldn't be looking back. Paul said, press toward the mark of the high calling of God. Forget those things which are behind me. Reach forth to the things which are before me. And keep, that sounds good on paper. But when someone has a mental illness, what you say don't make no. Because you can take every class we learned today and throw them out the window, because if your mental health ain't right, mental health is the glue to make sure I know how to outreach, to make sure I know how to do apologetics, to make sure I know how to close the door, to make sure I know how to. If my mind ain't right, you can give me 1,000 scriptures and it won't be. You just point me to scriptures and can I tell you what's wrong with the church? We point people to scriptures and don't even explain what the scriptures mean. We just heard grandma saying, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. You shouldn't be going back from the Lord anyway. And so I found out, God said this year, you're going to help pastors who haven't had the training you've had to learn when it's time to call the Lord, when it's time to call the police, and when it's time to call crisis. Because y'all have wasted half a bottle of oil on somebody who just need a therapist. Y'all rebuking and binding. I bind you, I rebuke you. This person needs a counselor. They need a psychiatrist. Somebody who's going to write a prescription to say, take this in the morning, take this in noon, take it 4 times a day. QID, 4 times a day. Before I can deal with your spirit, take your medication. Because I need to make sure you hear God's voice and we calm down that other one. See, the problem is, can I just talk to the leaders? I don't know who put me up here for this. Can I just talk to the leaders? The problem is, people who fish usually choose which fish they want to keep. And they'll say, this fish is not grown up yet, it's too small, don't even have it. I'm fishing for catfish I don't even like. Blue gill. The problem with being a pastor, when God sends somebody to your church, no matter what condition they in, I don't get the opportunity to say, I didn't order you. There's a lot of rich people, Jesus. Why did you see all the crazy people, Lord? God, you send me all the thugs, the criminals, the people who don't tithe, the people who don't show up on time, show up late, always complaining, always gossiping. Why do the misfits get attracted to me? God said, because you're a misfit. Why do I stroke your control and went to sleep. See, I ain't never been suicidal, but there were some times when people had me homicidal. Some of y'all right now will shoot 3 people right now, and you saved. It's because your soul got saved, your spirit got saved, but your mind still got some issues. So I always ask the question, who's the bigger fool, the fool or the fool who got fooled by the fool? When people see you acting a fool with a fool, you let a fool bring you down to that level, they asking themselves who has the mental illness. Why they arguing with a fool? I thought they was saved. I thought they was a deacon. I thought they was a preacher. I thought they was anointed. Where do your anointing go when your mouth start cussing? Oh, I forgot. Saints don't get emotional. My bad. Saints don't get stuck in their feelings. It ain't my fault that your baby daddy or your baby mama did you wrong when you come to the house of God. I need you to be able to operate in your spirit, but because you can't move past how you feel. Pop your peas. Oh, what's that? Sometimes God needs somebody whose mind is right to help somebody whose mind went left. What are you saying, Pastor? I'm one of them fat people that like to mix sauces. Now, mama, ketchup is good all by itself. I love ketchup. Mayonnaise is good all by itself. I love mayonnaise. But when I get to mixing the ketchup with the mayonnaise, it's something about the mixture. I put french fry in it. I put it on a burger. It's something about it. Listen, it don't take away from mayonnaise or ketchup, but when it blend together, God said, that's what you fish for. And see, Pastor, that was doing all right by himself. I was doing all right over there at work while I was dealing with my mission. But God said, we're going to take some people who got issues, some who don't, some who can sing, some who can rap, and when we blend it together. Come on. That's why I can't just push away the people who got mental illness because they got gifts too. But because you can't deal with their issue, you push them out, not knowing that that was one of your prayer warriors. So we kick them out of the church. But 2 Timothy 1:7 says, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love. Don't y'all get quiet on this one. And a sound. It is God's will and desire that the saints of God have a sound. So can I help a few people? I'm going to start with the men. A lot of times, men have mental illness. You wouldn't know it because we're good at other stuff to cover it. Come on. And the mental illness, I'm going to mess all the women up. You can get mad at me, Bishop Sweet, the one invited me. A lot of our mental illness start with the women. Because when we're a little boy, you tell us not to cry. like a little voice. Don't express yourself. Keep that body like a volcano. And every volcano sometimes is active in and out. And I just keep holding stuff. You can't see the evidence that is stirring up on the inside. But you see me when I erupt on the situation. Because when I try to express, then I hurt. I cry. I want to cry. I'm breaking down. You say, don't do that. Men don't do that. So I go through life not knowing how to communicate, and then when I get in a relationship, I think just never makes me right. Because I have not effectively learned that it's okay to be broken in the presence of God. Because watch this. How can I break through if I can't break down? I can't be weak before God can give me strength. There are sometimes you just got to let me cry on your shoulder and say, baby, it's okay. Well, I'm real women at this. Just because you crying on me, you soft. I need the men to understand a lot of us grew up without fathers, so it made it double tough. We had to be tough. And what we did, we picked up this defense mechanism in the street to show people we ain't no punk and we can throw these hands, but mentally we still struggle with stuff. That's why a lot of us get high today. That's why we picked up addiction and drinking today. Because we never could express the root of our problem, that we were mad that daddy was not there for us, and we had kids hurt. So when we deal with different issues, and how do I raise a child when I'm still a child? So when I get old enough and somebody try to tell me what to do, I fight authority because in my mind, where were you when I was little? So that's why I always had issues with connecting with men, especially older men, because I was raised by women. I'm sorry because it's on the air. But see, Mama couldn't teach me how to put on the condom. Mama was great at what she did. But I needed a man when I started feeling my hormones change and stuff started coming in my mind. And I started going to sleep and having wet dreams. And stuff started happening to me in my mind. And I didn't know how to process it, but I can't express it because expressing it made me look weak. And you sure can't talk about it to somebody in the church. So y'all criticize these young people for having kids early. Y'all criticize these young people for sleeping around. But where is the training is going to be and take place? So those who have a mental issue and struggle, but my mind can't catch up with how my body is going. When we get the one to go on the way and talk about it because they sleeping around and having, they ain't even married and they have babies out of wedlock. You won't tell the story that you had yours out of wedlock too. But we got to get past the stigma in church that if you have a mental illness, it's because of a lack of faith. We got to be real. There are some Christians who are paranoid. There are some Christians with eating disorders. There are some Christians who are bipolar. There are some Christians with schizophrenia. And what we do is we treat people who have a mental illness like they got leprosy. Like you don't catch it or something. But I thank God that God has put us in position to get some help on today. You know what I keep saying about black people? I can say that because I'm black. Black people will tell you you're breathing too long. You be done lost your best friend. You be done lost your mama. You be done lost your brother. You be done lost your confidant. You be broken and mentally breaking down, and people are telling you, stop crying. You've been crying long enough. You've been grieving long enough. Where's your faith? You can't tell nobody when they can heal or how long it takes them to get back on their feet. We're going to put people back to walk in the church, and they still broken. They ain't healed yet. Let me go heal and recover before you put me back in office. As pastors, not only do we need to recognize when we break it down, we got to look at our leaders and say, baby, I know you normally run the service today, but I need you to sit down and be poured into because you break up and you ain't pouring nothing out. But we're so used to putting talented people up that we haven't noticed that they leak it. You don't notice that they tears in their eyes, they're trying to fight back the tears in their eyes. You don't even know what's going on in their house. You don't know how the devil been acting a fool at their house. But because we know you just saying, hey, but I might leave. I want to use you for your voice no matter what you're going through. I want to use you for your prayer ability no matter what you just lost. But God says, tell them there is some time when ain't the devil, they need some professional help. Classes, I said medication, therapy, training, developing coping skills. In the course of a year, we deal with tragedy, tragic events, and you just can't expect every Sunday I'm on fire. Even the pastor, the pastor's wife, first lady, you can't expect every Sunday we doing funerals with people we love, looking over them, having to get the strength for God to use us to do this eulogy. And watch this. This is y'all fault. Y'all don't even check on y'all pastor to see if they mentally okay. Y'all just expect them to show up to every Bible study, every church, and be there and be on their post. But you don't even check when they lose their best friend, when they lose their... I'm in trouble, I better move on. But I thank God that He made me more than just a spirit. Now watch this, I'm going to help a couple people. The devil can make you lose your mind. But watch this. Losing your mind can make you open up the doors for the devil. Somebody better guess that. You can't have a sound mind, and the devil can make you lose it. But then if you do it in reverse, I wish I had somebody who knew what I'm talking about. Sometimes in your disobedience, you free will some demons to come in, and they take your mind. Y'all remember King Saul, great warrior. We know he killed just thousands. We know he was a soldier, chosen by God to be the first king of Israel. But the Bible said when God took his spirit from Saul, an evil spirit sent by the Lord went unto him, and in result, watch how cold God is, he began to lose his mind. Now God's so cold with it that God said, I'm going to put you in position because you're great at being a king, but you're not great at being obedient. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave you in position to train your successor. So because David had the ability to play the harp, I'm going to give him the gift to heal your mind. You better be careful. Listen, there are some people that God put in your life and you pushed them away, but they were there to heal your mental illness. Why did you push them away, Pastor? Because they kept telling me things I didn't want to hear. And so many people keep people around them that are yes men and yes women and tell me what I want to hear and tell me I'm looking good and tell me I look fine and tell me I'm all right. You need some people who are going to hold you accountable and say, baby, you off track. You off course. You ain't lined up with the word of God. You lost your fire. I love when Paul can hold Timothy accountable. He said, I'm going to stir up your gift because I realize something ain't ready in you, Timothy. Right. But we just push people to the side, judge them, talk about them, gossip about them. This is the hard part that I don't understand, Bishop. Nobody say you got a lack of faith because you got a knee injury. Now, you wouldn't got an MRI. You wouldn't get physical therapy. Ain't nobody read you no scripture saying, hold on to God's unchanging knee. If you recognize when you're injured, you go get some help. Why is it that we shame people who know that their mind is injured? Why do we shame them from going to get some help and recovery? We got to get to a place where we stop shaming people because they don't think like we think and because they have challenges. Sometimes when you got a mental illness, you don't even know why you're doing what you're doing. They don't even understand why they're unfaithful. They don't even understand why they lie so much. They don't even understand why they can't be at one place at one time. They can't even understand why they don't like crowds. And some of y'all love being alone. You're good at it. Some of y'all prayed for the quarantine because you don't like people anyway. Well, got quiet, but he don't have some of y'all been social distance before there was social distance. I want to talk about a few people in the Bible, and then we're going to get you some definitions and get you out of here. I want to talk about a few people in the Bible who suffered from mental illness. I want to talk about Moses, right? Moses asked God to kill him. He was just sick of leading those people. You got to be careful when leading people who complain all the time. You can find yourself in position, mentally ready, not to give up on God, but to give up on your assignment. Every now and then, you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, why do I continue to go to this church? Why do I continue to preach the gospel? Why do I continue to sing in the choir? Why do I continue to do this when nobody sees my value but God? See, sometimes the people don't see your value, and it'll put you in a position where you mentally break down because the people will use you for your gift. All people was using Moses. Talk to God, say this, ask God for bread, ask God for meat, ask God for that. There were people who would use you for your access to God. Use you up and then spit you out. And Moses was like uncontrollably angry. You know that was a mental illness, not being able to control your anger. Is there anybody here that once you snap, you die? You back out, you don't never come back. They tell you what you did when you come to yourself. Somebody said, I did it once or twice, slapped about 3 people, and then I didn't come back. Ain't nothing worse than getting in trouble with God for doing something you knew you shouldn't have done. I believe that's what Paul was talking about. He said, the things that I should do, I don't do those things. Things God told me to do, I left them undone. The time God told me to shut my mouth, I didn't. The time He told me to speak up, I wouldn't. Time He told me to go, I stayed. Time He told me to stay, I went. We are some crazy people. But those who are not sick have no need for a physician. Amen. The good news, if you're dealing with a mental illness, there's help for you. Jeremiah dealt with depression. We call him the weeping prophet. He tried to give up on ministry, tried to throw in the towel, said, God, I quit. But he came to the conclusion, your word is like fire, shut up in my bones. Boy, if you talk to every apostle and every leader here and ask them how many times they want to quit, and they tell them to be honest. Tell them to be honest how many times they took this towel and did a baseball throw with God. God put back to him like, you ain't done. You ain't done. You're like, God just let the old me out for 5 minutes. Elijah dealt with depression, y'all. He wanted to die. Even after having a victory at Mount Carmel, he still wanted to die. Imagine a man with the power to called fire from the sky. I know God hear me when I speak, but yet I isolate myself in a cave over fear. Watch this. There are some of y'all who on fire for God before the pandemic. But COVID-19, the one thing it did, it came and exposed the church. We've been preaching faith for 50 years. We've been talking about what we'll do when the devil show up. But boy, did the devil show up and show out. And when we get the saints went to their cave, they went into isolation, they went into hide, they forgot that he's Jehovah Jireh, my provider, they forgot that he's my healer, they forgot that he's my peace, he's my refuge, my strong power, my prayer of a cup of water, my friend that's getting close to the body. We forgot, we get to know you. And the truth is, it was all part of the devil's plan, because with us being quarantined, suicide rates went up. Depression went up. Anxiety went up. Mental health issues went up. Why? Because when you were isolated, you didn't take that time to spend alone time with God. You spent it on Hulu, Netflix. You fell in love with your series instead of falling in love with God. God said, I want you to get to a place where your mind won't trouble you so much that it takes a long time to expose. I've been hurt too long. I've been broken too long. I cried tears too long. Now if the church won't help me, you got to help me to deal with what I'm feeling. Don't find yourself being like Judas. Judas fell into a depression and he hung himself. How many of you didn't physically hang yourself, but spiritually you did? When you spiritually give up on somebody that God told you to minister to, they say, God, I planted a seed, but because they didn't reap the harvest when I wanted to, I'm going to spiritually hang myself, and I'm no longer going to make myself available to somebody who made me a prayer partner with. Oh, this is a good one for the saints. If I heard you've been talking about me, then that breaks our relationship. Listen, sometimes God lets stuff come to your ear because you need to develop some character. And sometimes you got to have the composure. Jesus knew who his Judas was. Sometimes you got to have the composure to say, just because you got the mental illness, that ain't going to stop me from fellowship and loving you. If anything, Pastor Fletcher, it should make me pray harder for you. Because I know you're dealing with some stuff. And that's what made me get out of my feelings, because I work in the behavioral health field, and there's a lot of stuff I didn't take personal because I didn't feel that's bipolar. Oh, that's schizophrenia. I see that word. Multiple personalities. That person's paranoid, always making something out of nothing, assuming stuff, overthinking. Oh, paranoid. See, I deal with the misfits who love me but don't like me. Oh, they love me. They love me to death. But they do talk about me. What I love about it, they don't know that they count back to me that they talked about me. Only the crazy ones like Sterling is a big pastor. I've been talking about you. I'm getting infants. But sometimes as pastors, we hear what our members say about us, and we be wanting to go and just give them. And so sometimes the only people we can tell is our wives or our husbands. I'm like, man, can you believe this person after we done picked them up, after we done paid the bills, after we done did all of this and we done did all of that. We done took from our money to help them, and they know you ain't worked in 3 years and you struggling and you got your own heart issues and they got enough time to be paid about what I'm doing. Can you believe they said this about me? And I love my wife. She's just the calm spirit. She's the become one in the relationship. And I'd be ready to go back to the Southside kid from Summer 1960. I'd be ready to go back and show them I ain't this big for nothing. I still got hands and I know how to make plans. I wish I could just tell somebody I forgot how to shoot a gun or to put a rabbit on the run. I still know how to act a fool. There's a fool in the basement that I keep locked up. Amen. And I forgot how to be mental. I locked up the mental side of me and said, you can't speak, let the pastor speak. The pastor sometimes gotta say, wait for the apostle. Because you're about to pull out the Broadway. And that's one thing we learned in behavior health is called think. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Is it kind? We learn those things in behavioral health because when somebody says something crazy to you, sometimes you gotta let God give you time to evaluate it. Now, God, why would somebody say that to me? You told me we wrestle not against flesh and blood. You told me the weapons of this warfare are not carnal. So obviously, that has to be something either from a crazy place or the devil. Let me operate. It's either the devil or they need a pill. Either they under pill or over pill. Let me see which one. They ain't got enough medication or they over medicated. Get this down. Give God time to speak to you. I'm one of those people that might say it back to you too fast, and I think you're coming after me, and you're trying to hurt me. I'm like, God, let me get some of that. You got three types of people, right? You got introverts, right? They're the worst kind. Y'all the worst kind of people. Because when y'all should have said something, y'all don't. Y'all just let stuff slide. They're usually the people who murder their whole family and everybody in their house. Kill you while you sleep, put their finger in your nose, they get their good right on you. Because when they should have said something, they let it slide. I know so. And then one day they just snap. You might be sitting by an introvert in your row, be careful. Introverts are good. An introvert will know you cheated on them and won't say nothing to you about it. Every introvert in here got a tracker on you. I wish I had somebody on me. Let me get off the introvert so little bit. That ain't my notes, Pastor. I'm trying to know how much time I got, baby. That's all that. Anyway. Sorry, everybody. It's my bad. Then you got those who are extroverts. Those are people that don't take time to think about what they finna say. They say it and then analyze it. You say my extrovert, they may cuss you out. But they love Jesus, though. They do love Jesus. And I don't want you to think that they don't love the Lord. Then you got the hybrids. I talked about 5 people in here right now. People who can quote the scripture and cut you at the same time. Great people. Pray with you and go fight with you. Lord, please do it in Jesus' name. Now, what did they say? Where they at? Okay. That's the you might have 4 hybrids on your road. They love the Lord. But they still gangster. Gangster for Jesus. Turn and tell somebody, I'm gangster for the Lord. The one thing is the church, if the church could adopt the one thing like the club, if there's one thing I say the church needs to steal from the club, y'all, this will help somebody, it's metal detectors. There will be no shooting in the church with mental illness and stuff going on in the church. If there's somebody at the door wanting people down, if you act the fool in here, we can handle you with these hands. As long as there ain't no weapons, God always sends some soldiers to the church. Everybody ain't in the party. You know in heaven there is some war angels. Everybody ain't getting no pretty good news. When it's time to kick the devil out, God said, Michael, throw him out. And I just believe for some of us in heaven, we're going to join the war angels because we're just some soldiers. And frontline soldiers in the house. And say, God, whatever you give me to do, God goes to any hood. I ain't scared of nobody. I ain't scared to do nothing because I'm a soldier for the Lord. I ain't scared to go in the hospital. I ain't scared because you're crazy. Crazy too. Sometimes I ain't scared because you got a gun. Y'all like, I got a gun too. Big, don't start no stuff over there, big. But really, church, we have to be ready. Watch this. At my job, every quarter, we would do fire drills to prepare just in case there was a fire. Why don't the church do these drills just in case somebody come in and shoot? Who is our watchman? Who is our first responders? Who's going to protect the women and children? Is somebody in the church armed, or are we all in here with just butter knives? We have to have these discussions about mental health because we are living in a time where people don't care how saved you are or how much Holy Ghost you are. They will come in and they already came into Bible study. They already came into the church because they think we are sheep and we are easily targeted. But we got to have these mental health conversations to say, what do we do if somebody with a mental health has a crisis in the middle of serving? We put everything on the pastor's armor bearer. Some go on the armor bearer, better get there and do it. Watch this. This is my problem with the church. There ought to be at least 10 people watching the pastor at all times in every direction. If we are preaching and praying, demons are looking at an opportunity to do something to the pastor and the first lady. And there got to be some people that stand guard and say, I wish you would run up right now. There'll be somebody who ain't scared of the devil. Because the devil run up in here, we're going to bind him, we're going to rebuke him, and we're going to lay holy hands on him. Are we prepared if there's a mental health crisis that happened on Sunday? Are we prepared if we have something go wrong on Wednesday? Do we know which exit to take? Do we know when to hit the floor? Do we know what numbers to call? That's why if you got that pamphlet, you'll see I listed a lot of the things that we go through, but I also listed every number that should be posted in every church. If you are local, I listed all, well, just some that I know are good. There's a whole lot of behavioral health centers that can help your people who come in who have mental illness. You need to know the National Suicide Hotline. You need to know the Veterans Hotline. You need to have these things posted in your church for people to see. If they're ashamed to come to us because we don't have it, at least have enough sense to say, let me put you in the right direction. If I'm not going to take the training to help you, if I'm not going to have a ministry available, at least let me help you get some help so when you come back, you can hear what God had for you. But you can't be what God wants you to be if your mind ain't free. You can't be that. Because the Bible says the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And I would rather have a strong mind and a weak body than a strong body and a weak mind. And some people look good on the outside, but they are struggling on the inside. Because God knows that if your mind ain't fixed on Him, you cannot be what God has called you to be. Matter of fact, let me help you. If you are dealing with a mental illness, you can't even activate the fruits of the Spirit. That's why Romans 12:2 says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you might prove what is good. Listen, if you don't renew your mind, you don't know what's good or bad. I have to renew my mind to prove that this is the acceptable and perfect will of God. The reason why some of us don't know if it's God's will or not, or it's the devil, because we have not renewed our mind. When you are struggling mentally, you don't know if you're in God's will or He's punishing you. You don't know. That's why James 1:8 says, a double-minded man is unstable in when you're dealing with a double-minded person. I just believe Peter was bipolar. Talk good 1 minute, cuss you out for another minute. Walk on water 1 minute, cut you with a knife another minute. Is there any, you say he wants some Peter. The only thing about having some Peter, they can turn on you. Bipolar. 1 minute he was cussing Jesus out. You ain't finna go die on the cross. He rebuked it. You got to have a nerve to rebuke Jesus. And I'm finna mess all y'all holy saints up. Watch this. Even Jesus dealt with anxiety. In the Garden of Gethsemane. When I talk to my Bible believers. Now he didn't let it turn into an anxiety attack. But it's a real issue when your sweat becomes blood. That's real issue. That's real pressure on your shoulders. And he said, God, if there's any other way that we can do this, I'm down for that plan. But not my will, Lord. But let your will be done. Now, if Jesus had to deal with anxiety, if Jesus had to be abandoned by people, if Jesus had to be talked about and rejected, why do we think we can make it without mental health challenges? We have to deal with the same thing. Christ overcame the anxiety. That's why he said, let this mind be in you. Take the same mind Christ had. Sometimes you got to take your crazy mindset and your mental illness and say, God, give me your mind. Help me to see things the way you see things. I'm not going to complain about the storm, God. I'm going to stand until the storm is over. Because if you put me in it, honestly, you got me something that I need to learn from this storm. That's why I said in Corinthians 10:5 said, casting down imagination and every high thing that exalt itself against the knowledge of God and bringing into, somebody know their Bible, captivity, every thought to the obedience. Listen, you got to take every thought. Every thought that's from jealousy, no. You're going to be obedient to Christ. Every complaint, all your gossip, all your issues, you need to catch it, and make it be obedient. We're dealing with mental issues. And the church has to do better than what we've been doing. I'm willing to help every pastor here find out where they can get training from to deal with those people in their congregation who have issues, so that you can know that there's a fine line between spiritual and mental. Some things seem demonic, but some things are just mental illness. Sometimes the mental illness comes from genetics. Sometimes somebody in your bloodline was generationally cursed for doing some disobedience, and it just passed down to everybody in the family got the issue. But can I give you some good news? Somebody can set a blood covenant. Somebody can set a blood covenant and break those curses that were placed in your family line. But until then, take your medication. Until then, pray, fast. But don't forget to take your medication. These are the last 5 things I want to help everybody with the church. And I'm done. These are the 5 things that helped me when I was struggling mentally and I was in a dark place. The thing about being a pastor, when you're in a dark place, you can't share it with your members because then they will judge you. Right? You're supposed to be the pastor. So sometimes when you're in a dark place, you just keep going till the light come back on. Amen? I remember I was praying for somebody and it went black for me. And it went black for me and I thought I had went blind. And I started letting fear come in like, ooh, maybe I should stop praying for this person. I can't see anymore. But what God was letting me experience was just how dark of a place they were in. And what the devil wanted me to stop doing was to stop